Hi, my name is Nosh, something else than Shabon. This is my Spurs video podcast. Looks like I was wrong. Bale had a good game. It was impressive. They all had a good game. Like, the only one that didn't was Danny Rose. Um, I thought, Cabal solid. Sandro was a beast. I know a lot of guys used to say like it was a handball. It was a sus handball, but I'm not bad compared to the corner that for Wolf that never was. His was like so ball to hand, and there's a huge difference to what he did and say what Thierry Henry did, or Maradona did. I thought he was a beast and really boss midfield, and he really shackled Kevin Davies, and to the point that Kevin Davies had to smack him in the face. So that was a bit of a wake up call. It was great to have Moamba, and I'm sure I am not alone. I'm glad it was he had Spurs fans. It's point of clapping for him rather than Chelsea fans. And one of the Chelsea fans said, if Spurs lose tonight or they don't draw, if Chelsea victory means we go fourth. Well, that obviously happened, didn't it? I thought we played well. Luka, they were a bit worrying. He didn't track his man. It's not the first time it happened against Man United as well, especially on throw-ins. I don't think he understands throw-ins that well. But the shot, absolutely beautiful, and he hit it, and that goalkeeper had absolutely no chance of getting to it. It dipped in the air, and it did move. I think he's got to go for more of those kind of shots, but those are very difficult shots to get. Got a sweet pass, an absolutely beautiful pass for that one, that second one. I mean, obviously Lennon's pace helped and everything, but absolutely peach of a pass. Let's get it between two players and that kind of angle. I know snaffers will say, it's not that great, but I thought it was a sweet pass. And Bale, set up Adebayor, two excellent goals. Set up, Adebayor for the fourth goal. Set up Bale, and incredibly, Bale, you do play on the left, and he did drift in. It actually worked, and when it comes together, it works brilliantly. Like many Spurs fans, I will question things, and I think Harry, it was a bit of a worry because they were all over us and they were properly giving us a pounding, and Sandro was really in the wars, and that's where Sandro came in the trenches, and he took out Davies quite a fair bit, and then when we hit on the second goal, it wasn't the third or the fourth, it was that second goal. They just gave it all, and I just think they decided to not give up, but because I wouldn't want to call them that, because obviously Fabrice was there, but they're a bit resigned to it, But I'm hoping they can stay up, because I like the idea. I don't know. I don't want any team to go down. To be honest, I don't want QPR because they're a London side. I don't want them to go down. But I have this real dislike of Mark Hughes for some reason. I don't know why that is. So, hence I wouldn't mind seeing him getting relegated. But I wouldn't want Bolton. They have such a crappy season, and they've had no money. And I don't know. I prefer, if I had to choose between Bolton and QPR, I choose QPR. I chose Bolton to stay up. Cabal was good. Gallas, obviously, Ngog thing was physical, and Boyata, I've got to wonder how he had. I know this is their third, but absolutely how he got into that space is something we have to worry about. And there were moments, the Eagles, had some, good opportunities, but like I said, I think we did really well against Bolton. I think we took the sting out of them, and they came out motivated, and they, tried to give us a pounding, but we stood up and we caught them on the break. And the minute that happens, it takes the wind out of all their sails. Obviously, you've got Villa on Sunday, so that'll be another tough old game because Villa was tough. I was like, terrific. It'll be interesting. Obviously we're on 65, Arsenal on 66. I still think Norwich can get a draw there. I don't know what it is. I think it's one of those games where Norwich can just go out there, they're relaxed, they're safe, which they, obviously everyone thought they thought they'd get relegated. They are safe, and so if they're safe, then you're thinking, well, do you know what? And especially the fact that they weren't, they came up, they were the second promoted, they were the second. I think QPR was a champion, so they were second. I can't remember who was first, who was second. For them to do that, and I think, you've got players like Norton who probably come to the end of his loan contracts. Hopefully, he'll come back to Spurs, but We're playing week in, week out, so I think he'll want to give a real impressive performance. I don't know, I just think, I think they can get I think he'll have something, especially against Arsenal as well. And I think, he might look to do a Danny Rose something, do something special against the Arsenal. I think, especially West Brom. I think we'll just luck out. Obviously, I think we can still get third. And, we played, to win 2 games in the rock trot, but especially to play the way well we did. We passed the ball well, we moved well. Adebayor, there were moments where I don't think he played that brilliantly, but he scored. I don't think any of us played. The only players that I think, wow, they really stood out was Sandro and Modric. I thought Lennon was dangerous. I thought Bale was dangerous, but really, Van der Vaart, offered a bit of a threat. But for me, it was Sandro and Modric, absolutely solid. Danny Rose didn't do much. Freda was couldn't do much for that goal really. I think he made some good interceptions, but didn't have much to do. Kabul was pretty solid, but really it was Sandro and Modric that really did it all for us. And I'm hoping that Sandro, I'm not hoping Mark not injured, but terribly, but I'd like to see Sandro get a run out for both these 2 games and really to push on for next season. Shouts out Eggsy, always, apparently he's a fan of mine. He's on Spurs Forum. Greasy on SpursOdyssey.com, and Jim, who runs ExtraTopSpurs.com. Jez, Triple KL, Super Spurs, Major Hank. Major Hank got his wish, and so Super Spurs. I think, I thought about that time I had Big Time Charlie, and when he came in the middle, it did work sometimes. I think it's just finding that balance. And I think that finding balance is hard in anything. But if we can keep our team together and get that quality in, some really quality, obviously we linked with Vertonghen, and get a couple of good centre forwards. I don't think Saha's been able to do the job, to be totally honest. And as one of my mates, Lex, I was actually confident as well that Ledley hasn't started the last 2 games. He's obviously match fit because he wouldn't be on the subs bench, but I don't know. It's just I'm really hoping he gets to play against Fulham and Aston Villa because I want him to finish it up. Do you know what? The only reason, has he lost a bit of pace? Yeah, he's 31, 32. You're going to lose that. If you can't train, you're obviously going to lose a bit of speed. But for me, he's the last player I'd like to, I'd hate to lose. I'd hate him to. I'm hoping that, I know this sounds really naive, but hopefully we get the Champions League next season. Hopefully, we win the trophy and Ledley King gets to lift the trophy, whether it's the FA Cup, League Cup, again, or Champions League, and that'll be a great way to bookend his career. But for me, Ledley, you're a ledge, and unlike Judas, I actually met Southampton a few years ago, and it's really hard to dislike him once you meet him. But Ledley was, you are the king, and hopefully you'll play on Sunday, and hopefully we'll beat the shit out of Aston Villa, and we'll go on to, hopefully, and then, especially if we go, if we win and the Arsenal draw, I think they could draw actually. Then obviously we're on 68, they're on 66. Pressure's on them. Roy Hodgson's last game, I think we're at home against Fulham. I'm not saying it's a banker, but I think a lot of us Fulham players will be already on their holidays, and I think they're gonna have to play for. They might, obviously there's a few ex-Spurs, but I think they'll play with pride, and hopefully Martin Young can do us a favour, and because he obviously loves Wenger, so I think and it'd be nice to hear Martin Young, he's got no hair, but we don't care. Martin Young, we'd love to hear him saying that again. And so as always, come on you Spurs.